Anna Lemus.
What about Anna Lemus?
She was my mother.
Like I give a shit.
You wrote about her in your fucking book.
I wrote about a vampire. Your mother was a footnote.
What did you know about her?
Only what I was told. What do you know about her?
Only what I was told, that she was an addict who died when I was 9.
What about the 752?
Stop it. I have a thing about people fishing around in my head without asking first. I didn't write page 227. They did.
Talamasca.
What?
Talamasca.
Oh, wait. Did you mean the Talamasca? You don't think they're watching right now? Come on, man. You're a clairvoyant.
Then why would they put my mother's name in your book?
Hey, listeners, welcome to the show. I'm Lara, and welcome to the Vamp Cast. This episode of the podcast will be talking about season 1 of the Talamasca by Anne Rice that can be found on AMC Plus. Little spoiler for you guys. We already recorded this once, and it didn't get recorded, so we're back to try again. And I am Lara.
And I'm Sam.
And before we get started, we should say, once we recorded this on Friday night, Saturday morning, we got the word that Talamasca has unfortunately not been renewed for a season 2. So this is going to be a little in memoriam episode.
Oh, boy.
Fortunately.
Yes. Oh, boy, yeah. This is going to change our enthusiasm a little bit, at least mine.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. And I think you made a great point, Lara, when you shared the article of if Mayfair Witches hadn't been renewed so many times, I would understand why they canceled the Talamasca. I'd be like, yeah, they have to keep up the quality of Interview with the Vampire. But that's not how it's played out. Where Mayfair Witches keeps getting renewed, and at least for me, the Talamasca had more potential for it.
It did.
So,
but we'll get into it. If you guys want to listen to this, this will be a wrap up of the season, what we thought about it, and I guess what we think of the Immortal Universe going forward.
Yeah.
Okay, so we will give you a quick synopsis because it's been a while since the season ended. This is a spoiler-filled episode, so if you haven't seen the season or you just don't care now that it's been canceled, take a listen. There will be spoilers here. And this synopsis comes from Cosmopolitan Magazine, the best, most concise one that I could find, and short. So thanks, Cosmo. Here we go. The first season followed a telepath named Guy Anatole, played by Nicholas Denton, as he reluctantly works with a secret organization tasked with observing the supernatural in hopes that he'll find out what has happened to his not deceased mother. Of course, nothing is as simple as it seems. At the beginning of the finale, Guy and Doris are taken by local London law enforcement investigating the murder of Kevis, the witch who hooked up with Guy when he first arrived in London, and a man named Archie, as well as the houseboat fire that destroyed Kevis's coven. The vampire Jasper did the later in the penultimate episode. Detective Ridge says Helen, Elizabeth McGovern's character, is the primary suspect due to DNA found at both scenes. Helen doesn't really give a brutal murderer and has been on her own side quest to find her long-lost sister. But since she has Guy and Doris's passports, they need to find her ASAP if they want to get out of London, regardless of potentially shady motives. They escape police custody with help from Olive, who's secretly working for Jasper. As the two of them escape her and her shady motives, some major secrets are revealed.
Yes. Great summary.
We will cover just some of the main cast members here. We have Guy Anatole, played by Nicholas Denton, our main protag and resident mind reader and rookie recruit to the Talamasca.
And Helen, played by the wonderful Elizabeth McGovern, plays Guy's mentor and recruiter, as well as the head of the New York Talamasca Mother House.
Doris, played by Celine Buckins, a witch who assists Guy on his search for a killer with her own secrets.
Jasper is played by the wonderful William Fitchner, a vampire with an agenda who has infiltrated the London mother house of the Talamasca.
Excellent. So we'll just kind of go with our initial thoughts on the series in general and kind of talk about some of the reveals that happened during the series. You want to take it away, Sam?
Sure. I guess I really was in the minority of people who enjoyed the show since it didn't get renewed. I really enjoyed it. I watched the episodes on the Monday afterwards because I couldn't stay up late enough on Sunday. Maybe I was part of the problem. Who knows? Like I did watch it.
Does anyone watch shows when they actually come out at nowadays? I don't think anyone does.
Yeah, it's so stressful when it's like Sundays at like 9 or 10. I'm like, I'm asleep, or I don't want to fall asleep, after watching this.
Yeah. No way. I never watch shows when they first come out. I mean, it's usually a couple of days later, like while I'm working or something.
Yes, yeah. The internet just is so full of spoilers. So if like it's a super big hit show, which clearly Talamasca was not. I'm not bitter. It's something that I'm like, I have to force myself, which I don't like, or stay off the internet. So yeah, I much more prefer like what you're describing, Lara, is like getting to watch it on my own time rather than being rushed for it so I don't get spoiled.
Yes.
I found the show, it wasn't perfect or at the level of Interview. And at the same time, I found some characters very intriguing. And I thought they had enough going on that I was interested in an even better season 2 where they could correct their mistakes and their kind of, lopsided adventures in there. We'll never know now, but one of the things that I think contributed for me to the series not being as popular, not being as engaging, is I think the writers focused on the wrong characters a lot. So to me, Jasper was the standout character, and I wanted more from him, than Guy. Guy and Jasper felt electric, but I was really kind of bored by some of the other storylines, like the police officer storyline that could have easily just been something else that they factored in. Like the Talamasca were hunting them, and that's why they had to get on the train.
Yeah.
And they really focused in on Doris, which, as cool as her reveals are that we'll talk about in a little bit, I don't know if her character was as engaging as like Kevis and some other more charismatic characters on the show. What about you, Lara?
Well, I don't think maybe minority, but I don't know what kind of numbers they have to hit nowadays to renew a show because I follow a couple of AMC, fan groups of Interview with the Vampire. And at least the main one that I listen to, they didn't love the show like they love Interview with the Vampire, but they thought it was a solid show and much better than much better than Mayfair Witches.
Oh yeah.
Everyone in that group has trashed that show, and a lot of people that I see online have trashed that show. I don't know why it gets so much more attention than the other two shows in the universe, but a lot of people thought this was a pretty solid show and had a good future. So who knows? Who knows why they make these decisions?
It's very bizarre. Short season, it seemed pretty compact, and I guess hopefully, we'll see them on future seasons of Interview or Mayfair.
Yes.
Get some answers in there.
Yeah, for me, I thought it was a pretty good show. I think I told you and Billy before that I'm not into like the Cloak and Dagger detective type shows, but I did like the X-Files back in the day, and this seems like a bit of a reboot of the X-Files, except in Anne Rice's universe. So I did like the kind of psychic elements and supernatural elements of it. I agree with you that some of the characters like Guy and Doris and even Helen, who Elizabeth McGovern is awesome, but they just didn't do that much with her to make it super interesting.
No.
She
Yeah.
like we had mentioned before, guy's a bit vanilla, and
Yes.
he's a little bit. He's like I don't know. To me, he felt like a little dog with a big attitude.
Yeah.
Brand new rookie into the Talamasca.
Chihuahua.
Yes. And maybe it's because he has these reading abilities that he has used to his advantage. I mean, he almost gets a job at this high-end law firm
I
in New York
know.
City, and he's kind of been like, you know, this he's got a lot of confidence in himself, but then he gets recruited into this organization full of other psychics, and he's
Yeah.
just like pushing his weight around like, oh, if you don't tell me what's going on, I'm gonna leave. And like, he just seemed a bit too cocky for his britches or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Helen's
Lots of
just like,
bark.
hold your roll, buddy. Calm down, little barky dog.
Yeah, we'll muzzle you. Which that's such a great point because he does keep pushing people and he makes a compelling argument. I mean, you can kind of see like where he's coming from, and you can see like why he wanted to be a lawyer and stuff. And then at the same time, there most of the threats were never followed through with.
Mm-hmm.
Like Helen and Olive, they talk about all this stuff, and even Guy's foster mom was afraid of the Talamasca, and I'm like, but why? We saw no reason in
Mm-hmm.
I guess this season,
Mm-hmm.
why we should be afraid of the Talamasca. We know we
Yeah.
should be afraid of the vampires. We saw that.
Yes.
R.I.P. Kevis. But we really didn't see any follow through with the threats, like Helen saying, you got to do this, you can't just leave, or we'll deal with you. And it's like, what are you gonna do? Like, you haven't shown us that you're doing anything. So it was a lot of like talk but not telling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I understand why they picked Guy as a sort of non-offensive, very vanilla character, um, to introduce us in here into the story, and at the same time, like they were focusing too much on vanilla. I wanted more of the Jasper or Burton or Kevis.
Yes. Sam's got a visitor. She's needing some attention and love right now, so she's up on your grill.
my cat Loki was like, you know what? I just want to come and sit on your chest.
It's okay. Loki's making a guest appearance.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the
She's
things
like,
I
I'm
found
just gonna sit
positive.
here.
We're cool, Loki. We're cool. Oh, she's a beauty.
Thank you. She's very sweet. She's like, and I'm just gonna sit right here.
This is real life podcasting right now.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. I loved Jasper. I liked like Kevis. I really liked her. Unfortunately, she got killed in one episode.
I know.
I liked some of the cloak and dagger stuff, the cool like toys that guy gets, like the laptop that opens up and he has to wear special glasses to read it and everything. That was very like
Yeah.
James Bondian style stuff.
Yes.
So some of that stuff was pretty cool. And we also
Yeah.
had some interesting mysteries that got set up, like
Mhm.
Helen's search for her twin sister, the flashbacks to them as young children in that bizarre school, almost like was very cool. I liked that.
Yeah.
We get some reveals as to that are supposed to happen that will affect the vampire universe, that I think was really good.
Yeah.
So yeah, as far as like, I would give it a solid like 7.5 out of 10 for a
Yeah.
show, for a
Same.
first season.
Yeah, same. I thought they did a great job. First seasons are supposed to be a little rocky. I know some shows, like, I mean, Interview, nailed its first season.
And second.
And second, yeah, and I get third is going to be mind blowing. And so, like, yeah, I thought it did pretty good for its freshman season. I was engaged enough into all of it, and they had some really great actors in it. I don't know. We talked a little bit about how we're feeling about the Immortal Universe. Obviously, it's not getting a second season, so we're not going to see any improvements. I'm always hesitant to blame the actors or even the writers for why things didn't get better or improve or be stellar, and because I know they're both at the mercy of the studios. And the only thing I can think is that a lot of Hollywood is the studios put out what they think we want to see rather than listening to what we actually want. Like, do they know why we liked Interview with the Vampire? It was adult, it was gothic romance, it was pushing limits, it was beautiful storytelling and intimate and compelling, and they don't seem to really see why we like it so much, because it's not being replicated at Mayfair's. And
no.
Kind of, like, I can see where they were trying here with Jasper being charismatic. I mean, he's no Lestat. And then Burton being engaging and Kevis, but they focused in on the cop storyline and Guy and Doris, and it wasn't as magnetic for me. And I think the studios need to shift what they think is interesting.
Yeah, I definitely think that all the actors did a real solid job in their roles, and the writing, like, it was trying to find its footing, but it wasn't bad. To me, like, Interview with the Vampire is prestige TV. Like, something, it actually reminded me of the very first season of The Walking Dead. Like, that was crazy, something we didn't expect, especially on basic cable, on a basic cable channel like AMC. We're just like, oh my God, this is an amazing, surprising, and different show. And that's what the first season of Interview with the Vampire gave me. When I watched The Mayfair Witches, honestly, from the first episode, it made me think like it needed to be on Sci-Fi Network.
It's so true.
It's so cheesy. I don't get it. But this one actually looked like, a good show that could be on FX or, AMC Plus, along with something like, not to the same quality, but Mad Men or, some of those better shows. So, yeah, the fact that it got canceled is a bummer. And I guess we'll just have to, like, live with this one season and maybe take elements of it into some of the other shows.
Yeah, like the great convergence that they talked about at the end of the season with the Amsterdam Mother House, the Talamasca being, I don't know if it's compromised or this was the plan all along. That very end of the series twist where he's having Jasper make more vampires. I'm fascinated to know where they're going to go with that.
And I would say this is pretty good of the writers to come up with a story from scratch, because this is based on some elements of Anne Rice's universe, but she never wrote a book about the Talamasca. They just get peppered into her other books. So they didn't have source material to work from like they do with Interview with the Vampire or Mayfair Witches, which could be a good or bad thing,
Yeah, that's a great point. They really did have to create everything from scratch and get people invested in the characters and try to model them after Anne Rice's wonderful characters. And yeah, half of them really hit for me anyway, which is impressive if they're just coming up with it. And one of the characters I didn't anticipate liking so much was Jasper. I found him to be, William Fichtner was very charismatic, and then intriguing, and I wanted to know more. His charm was a welcome addition to the story, and I wanted to know more about Margou's coven, like vampires and humans coexisting as a family, in a house was something I hadn't heard about in the Anne Rice's universe before. And I wanted to know more about that information. I have so many questions about Guy's mom, and she was Talamasca, so why did she go into hiding? Did she really think they wouldn't find her son? Why didn't she take her son into hiding? And yeah, like there's so many things of like, well, I kind of want to know more.
I know. It's sad as you talk about it because I'm like, now we're never going to have these answers. Like, we're never going to know what happened to Guy's mother. It would have been really cool to get a backstory on Jasper, like see some flashbacks or something.
Yeah, like his hunt to become this person, and to find another vampire to make him, and he's a survivor, so he would have made for some compelling TV as he did. And yeah, so there was a lot of things that I wanted to know more about. I wanted to know, we talked about this during the first recording of the reveal that Doris is Helen's twin sister, that she was in that Talamasca camp from hell. And then that they were separated at a young age, and then Doris was kept in London, but Helen still has an accent.
Yes, true.
And like, and so Doris grew up with her powers. She has a very, very strong photographic and eidetic memory, and so they turned her into a vampire when she was a young adult. And also, it looks like the Amsterdam house made her memorize all the secrets of the Talamasca before setting their library on fire. And we talked about how that's
was it revealed that they set it on fire, or was it an attack?
That's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point. Someone set it on fire.
I guess we'll never know that now either.
That's a great point. That's a good mystery. We don't know. Someone set it on fire, or it's a Talamasca. I have a hard time believing it was an electrical fire. Someone set it on fire.
They had too many candles lit in the library.
And they were like, "Whoops." George was on duty and just didn't blow them out again. Oh man.
God, how embarrassing.
Yeah, I know. George was fired. So
they basically turned Doris into a hard drive.
Yeah.
Which we discussed, like, does that make sense to put all your eggs in one basket? I mean, she has all of their secrets and then she just takes off.
I know. She's like, I sign up for this. Turn me into a vampire and a walking Wikipedia. Like, what? Like, and then, like, I get it from like a technology perspective. Like, you don't have to keep updating the technology as times go on, but then you're putting it in all, like you said, all your eggs into one basket with this one hard drive, hard drive. And what if she dies? What if she doesn't want to stay? It's like, well, now you've just lost everything.
Accidentally steps out into the sun and poof, all your information is gone.
Yeah, it's like, that's not really very bright. I mean, you're better off having multiple sources that you can hide around. But
exactly. They have mother houses all across the world. Can't they like have backups in every mother house?
Right? Like it does
make more sense.
Yeah. Don't they have the cloud?
No. No.
Like they could just upload it in there. Yeah, and I know one of the things that never really landed for me on the series was that secrets were more powerful than supernatural abilities. It sounds like a great idea. Seeing it play out on the show didn't really work. Like I don't know. Like it sounds like, right? It's spy thriller, right? Like we want to know secrets are the ultimate power. It's like, yeah, but we saw revenants, we saw witches, like we saw them. They're actually
pretty powerful.
Be super powerful.
Yes, unless they're getting attacked on a boat by a bunch of revenants, then they just go down like dominoes.
what was that? That will always stand out to me as like such a really weird lost opportunity.
I know. It's like we missed our Revenant witch fight. I mean, at least put up a fight, girls. I mean, really, you're
Yes.
witches.
Yeah, none of them did anything. And I was
No.
like, no, is this like the first season budget where they're like, well, we can't. But I'm like, they're just kind of standing there, and I don't know, like especially after having Mayfair Witches come out, and you see them being like badasses. So
Hmm.
on the boat, were they just like, I haven't had my coffee this morning or something? Like they just like you said, like they just stood there, or they were trying to run away, and it's like, use your magic, girls.
I know. I was like, are they witches or are they real like witches? Like, are they
Yes.
Mayfair witches? Are they Anne Rice witches?
You think they'd have something.
Yeah, it was a bummer that we missed out on that. But I did like that they put in, I mean, that Jasper brought two cool elements to the show, which is the revenants, which they bring back
Yeah.
from Interview with the Vampire, because there is one revenant in that.
Yes.
But I mean, Jasper basically weaponizes them in this.
Crazy with his little like ant, like this little dog and cat clicker, which was so
Mhm.
funny to me. I'm like, if someone else gets a
So
clicker,
funny.
can they like like they like Mortal Kombat fight?
I know.
Like it's just the clicker. I
Yeah, I
want one.
mean, it's a horrible thought, but you throw revenants in like a pen and do dog fights or something.
Yeah, yeah,
Get the little
yeah.
click click, stop them.
Exactly. Be like, let's see what Chester can do, and
We'll
you
put
know, just his little
Chester up against Mark here, and we'll have them go at each other.
yeah. We'll settle our disputes the old way, the Revenant way. Yeah, and then we had talked about how are they just free? I know the
Hmm.
Talamasca came in and cleaned up some of them, and you know, killed like some of them that were in there. Well, the sort of remaining Talamasca. Um, and but at the same time, I don't remember Chester dying,
Mm-mm.
and so like, are they just roaming the city? Like, cause
I
he let
know.
them go. So
And it's not like they're, I don't know. I mean, they could go down in the sewers and hide or something, but they seem kind of like, rabid animals when they're let off their
yeah.
leash. So it's like they're just running the streets of London, like tearing people apart. That's awful.
I know. Anyone doing those London tunnel tours,
Oh
good luck.
no. Oh, I feel for them.
I
And
know.
I also like that Jasper kind of gets roped into this Talamasca plan because we find out that the vampire that they use to change Doris is like, as I called it, your basic bee vampire.
It's so
No
true.
special powers, no, he hasn't been around that long. He can live a long time and he can take your blood, but that's about it.
Yeah, it really was
Basic
a very
model
boring.
vampire.
Yeah. That's so true. You think they would have gotten someone more important, or
Hmm.
like,
But
I
that
mean,
was the plan. They didn't want her to have
yeah,
any special powers.
that's a
The
good
only thing they
point.
wanted to do was to keep her on the shelf for a long, long time.
Yeah. Again, not very thought out.
No.
There, and like maybe they killed that vampire afterwards too. So they were like, we can't have anyone too important because we have to kill them
Hmm.
afterwards, so they can't tell anyone. But again, didn't happen on screen, so not exactly sure why we should be afraid of the Talamasca.
Well, apparently they did something with him because at the end we find out Jasper becomes his replacement.
I know. So I'm like, oh, what is going on, and why do they want to make more vampires? And are those Talamasca agents or part of the organization that they were having Jasper make into vampires?
Yeah, they were definitely Talamasca agents, I believe, because the guy who recruited the first vampire who changed Doris,
Yeah.
he's the one who's like behind the desk, like ordering things happening. And I
Yeah.
think he must be in the Amsterdam mother house.
Yeah, it was in the Amsterdam one, and I'm fascinated by what their plan is for that, because you would think it would make more sense of there to be not as many vampires.
Well, I mean, obviously, I think
I
that's what's
mean,
leading to the Great Convergence because
yes.
in Interview with the Vampire, we get Raglan Jones talking to Daniel Malloy about how the population of vampires has been going up substantially over the past couple of years.
Yep. Yep. And we're on the food chain below them. And so like, okay, let's see how this is going to play out. I think I have an idea. This is probably not for the best.
I think I've got an idea too, but it's book spoilers, so I won't
Oh
say.
yeah, yeah. And so it's intriguing. I just sort of picture Jasper now as like the old woman in the shoe, like that little like kids tale where she had like all of her kids all over the shoe, and I'm like, well, now Jasper's gonna have like 100 fledglings. He's gonna have so many.
I know, and I wonder if they're all going to resent him the way that Louis resents
I
Lestat.
know. And be like, do they? That's a good point. Like, do they want to be vampires?
No, I don't think
But
so. I'm thinking these are hapless victims somehow recruited by
yeah,
the Talamasca.
yeah, because they're all sedated. We know why
hmm
Celine would. I mean, not Celine. We know why Doris, Celine Buckner, she's still human as far as we know.
hmm
But like Doris had to be sedated. I can't. It's probably because she didn't want to be a vampire.
No, definitely. But maybe there are some like Jasper who wanted it, who are looking for
Yeah,
it.
yeah, and they wouldn't need sedation. But I guess we won't find out
We'll
in
never find out.
Talamasca.
Any other big secrets that were revealed during this season?
Olive is a
So we got
double agent,
Oh
but
yeah, we got Olive, and like we had been talking about, that actress was really good, and we
I
felt like they didn't
know.
do much with her, but they should have. Maybe they were setting her up for a season two that we'll never get more of.
Yes. Her role could have easily been changed out with like any of the pre-existing characters, which is sad. The actress Maisie Sellers Richardson, or I'm sorry, Maisie Richardson Sellers.
hmm
She's so talented. So I was
Mm,
kind of disappointed by her lack of a storyline.
yeah,
And I mean, you could kind of tell something was up with her. It's a spy thriller. Of course, there's going to be double cross.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, and then it wasn't a big surprise or reveal, but I did enjoy it when Jasper killed that whiny guy that was the leader of the London Talamasca Mother House.
hmm Yeah.
Yeah.
He had him hanging on the line because that I think he had cancer or something like that, and by
Yes.
drinking Jasper's blood, he was prolonging his life.
Yes, yes. By rubbing it in like it was vampire Vicks like onto
Exactly.
his chest. And it was like, all right, we get it. This is interesting. But yeah, I wanted to know more about how that all happened, and TBD, I guess. Maybe we'll find out later.
Yeah. So pretty decent season.
Mhm.
Maybe some of these actors will pop up on Interview with the Vampire because
Yeah.
just like in Nan's books, the Talamasca agents pop up here and there. So we may actually see them on Mayfair, which is, I mean, if the actors care to show up again
Yeah,
after
right.
their show gets canceled, but maybe they'll incorporate them um into Mayfair or Interview with the Vampire, which just brought up
Yes.
a thing to me because in Mayfair, which is Cyprian is a
Mhm.
Talamasca agent, and they
Yeah.
were kind of moving him away from the character of like merging him with Michael. I know you didn't watch
Mm,
much of that, but
no.
Michael from the books,
Huh.
if people know, is uh, the main character Rowan's husband. And there's another character named Aaron Leitner who is a Talamasca agent, and they kind of squished those
Interesting.
two characters together into a character named Cyprian. who was a Talamasca agent. And in season 2, they actually kind of started moving him out of the role of Rowan's love interest. And I thought that he would actually appear on Talamasca. So I don't know
that
what
would've
they're
been
going to do
cool.
with his character now that the show's not going to be around anymore.
Yeah, I wonder if that was the plan. And it was like season 1, we're going to get the audience comfortable with our key characters and bring in Daniel Malloy as usual because he's delightful.
Yes.
And Raglan James, just because a lot of people like him too. He's very charismatic and interesting. Oh yeah, I wonder if they're going to try and backtrack that maybe in Mayfair Witches. Because Mayfair Witch is going to get like 5 more seasons because for some reason they like what it's putting out there. I don't know why.
I'm so confused.
Yeah, that's going to put them in a bind. But that would have been nice to see him. I didn't see the later seasons, but I
actually
enjoyed
thought
the actor.
I thought he might be rolled into Talamasca, and that's why they were kind of phasing him out of Mayfair Witches. But now he has nowhere to go, so I guess it's back to Mayfair for him.
It's like, sorry, come back. I love you, Rowan.
Exactly. Well, she's got 10 other lovers, so I don't know where he's going to fit it.
She's got her little harem in there. her little collection.
So let's just talk about Immortal Universe and how we're feeling about that now, which I guess our minds have probably changed since Friday.
Yeah. Well, maybe they'll do another spin-off show since Talamasca wasn't a hit. So I'd be curious to see where they go next. Please don't hire the writers of and studios or whoever is influencing Mayfair Witches. We don't need another one of those. So I don't know. Maybe they'll do like another spin-off on something from the books. That might be kind of cool. But
Anne has a couple of books on werewolves and mummies that I haven't read. So I wonder if they might incorporate some of those.
That'd be kind of cool. I'd be interested in those. And how does Anne make mummies sexy? She makes all of her characters really sexy.
I know. I don't think I can speak to that. I don't know if they want to do. I don't think they would do an adaptation of her Sleeping Beauty series.
Yeah. No, that's probably for the best. And I should add a caveat. She makes all of her characters sexy except Claudia, because Claudia is a 5-year-old child.
Yes. Well.
Yeah, I mean, stuck in a 5-year-old child's body.
He has a very strange relationship with Louis.
Yes, I do appreciate that the show aged her up a little bit. I know that wasn't a big thing with the fandom really liked, but I appreciated it.
It totally made sense. I don't think we would have been able to find a 5-year-old with the acting range. Necessary.
Yes. Yeah, Kirsten Dunst did a great job with a younger version. She was still a child. So, but yeah, I appreciated that, especially with where they went in season 2. I appreciated them giving that character that experience with the love of her life, and it would have been very uncomfortable with a child.
Definitely.
I prefer that they are like adults.
Well, yeah. Claudia was an adult in her mind.
I know. I mean, she lived longer than me.
Exactly. She was like 60-ish when she dies.
Oh, I know.
Oh my God.
I know.
I hope people have watched Interview with the Vampire, because we just gave a huge spoiler there.
We're a spoiler-filled podcast.
That's true. I think if you're listening to this, you've at least heard about Interview with the Vampire and know the basics of it.
If you haven't, you guys should totally watch it.
It's
such a good show.
Get off the podcast. Don't listen to this. Go watch Interview with the Vampire and then listen to our coverage of that.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Lara and Billy do great coverage of
and Sammy joins in too.
A little bit, yeah. Just
And
join
it
it. It's
sends
so much fun.
awesome feedback too.
Oh, thank you. You guys are so awesome. Like you guys are like so much about the universe, and it's like listening to like friends talk. I don't know. You guys are just really skilled at like pulling in the audience from my experience of like, oh yeah, that's so cool, and I hadn't thought about it that way. So I highly recommend.
Oh, thanks, Sam. Well, well, now it's officially being called The Vampire Lestat, just like the book. It's definitely in early June, so it's coming much sooner, June 7th.
June 7th. Oh
So
my
it's coming much
goodness.
sooner than we expected. So I'm so happy because I thought when they said
Yes.
summer, I thought it was going to be like late August.
Right? They're like summer, right before, kids go back to school.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pumped. I will be in my postpartum stage, so that'll be something I'm sure I look forward to.
Mm-hmm.
What are you most excited about with the Vampire Lestat season coming out, Lara?
Oh man, so many things. I mean, I'm very excited for the music because what's been released so far has got me pumped. It's got a
Yeah.
real like I think they even mentioned it was like some similar to like T-Rex or something like that. And I realized
Yeah.
like, yeah, some of those like bands are older, but it's
Mm,
it's real it's got a real glam rock to it. Like the original, like I guess when Queen of the Damned came out, Lestat was more like new metal goth
mm.
punk or something like that. And a lot of people love that soundtrack. It's not my favorite, but it was
Yeah.
okay. But I know a lot of people just love that soundtrack. Um, but I do like that they're going like more glam rock, like
Yeah.
OG rock and roll, but with a whole glam sensibility. And Daniel Hart is such a great composer. Like I love some of his soundtracks. So I'm thinking the music's going to be amazing. Just watching Sam go 100% off the rails, like turning Lestat up to 20, not
Oh my
even
gosh.
11.
No.
Lestat is going to go way up to 20.
Yes, he is. He's going full like diva rock star, no holds
Mhm.
barred. Like it's compelling. It's honestly very in character for the Brat Prince, and
Mhm.
and it's wonderful. I everything you said, I'm very much looking forward to, and just seeing how that plays out because I want to say on one of the interviews, and this is not really a spoiler, like but Sam Reed said like like they asked him like how would you sum up this season in like one word, and he said failure, not the show, but like how
Mhm.
the season plays out. So I'm curious to see because he's taking on this rock persona and he's so good at it and clearly famous. Um, I feel like it's more of his personal life.
Yes.
And so I'm very pumped and it looks extremely sexy. So
Mhm.
so I am game for how that is going to play out and just the complete carnage and chaos he is going to
Oh
bring.
yes. Oh my God. He looks like a messy bitch in that trailer.
He
He's
totally
pissing blood,
does.
he's puking blood. There's gonna be so much blood.
I
He's
know.
showering in blood.
Just so much. Like I remember, I think I posted to the chat. I'm like, do vampires piss blood? Like it never occurred to me. Like it was just shocking. So I was like, I mean, I guess that makes sense. They're they're drinking. It has to go somewhere. But it was just
Uh-huh.
like it's like this is interview. Like it does this and it does this like in your face, no holds barred, and it's just so compelling. um
That's what I love about this show. They bat
yeah,
for the fences and
I love
they
it.
hit home runs all the time.
Yes. Yeah, I love how they treat us like the adults that we are.
Hmm.
And they're just like, you know, this is what you would want to hear in this story or see in this story. And I'm gonna shock you. Like season 2 Santiago had so many lines and actions where it was like, oh, okay. Like
Uh-huh.
talking about
And they
masturbating
improved
with
on the
Claudia.
in my opinion, they improved on the character from the book.
Right? Right. Like
Mhm.
the actor was so, I mean, the actor's amazing. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, like he's like taunting Louis, talking about how he was jerking it with Claudia's ashes. And I was like, oh, but like it makes you feel something when it comes out of nowhere. And it's not a big spectacle. It's
Mhm.
just in there. And so like I'm so excited for that. And I'm excited to see what they're going to do with the legendary Akasha, Queen of the
Mhm.
Damned.
Mhm.
Oh, and
I really
I'm
want.
so
I'm
pumped.
looking forward to seeing her for sure.
Oh, she's going to be so amazing. And
Uh-huh.
also a soft spot in my heart for the enigmatic Gabrielle.
Mhm. Yes, I'm looking forward to
And she's,
Lestat.
just such a
Oh, I'm
wonderful
sorry.
character.
I think
Oh, no, no,
I
go ahead.
think you cut out for a second there, but yeah, Gabriella. I'm looking forward to seeing
Yes.
Lestat's backstory. That is going to be so cool.
Oh, we're going to see the
And
wolves. We're going to see
I'm
his
really
parents.
hoping for a reunion with Louis and Lestat and not just in divorce court like we've seen from the trailer.
Yes, I need them to have like their crazy hot sex again, makeup sex,
Mhm.
and they're just so magnetic with each other like on screen, and I and somehow they do that, right? Like because in the little clip that they've released, they're getting along. They're like flirting on the phone, and and then, and then Lestat finds out that the interview with the vampire book was published by
Yes.
the Talamasca. And then, and then we get some really great scenes of him walking into a Montreal bookstore and hearing the
Uh-huh.
cashiers fangirl and fanboy out about Armand and the look.
Oh my
Sam
God, I
Reed
love
just
that.
does such a great job.
Just from that little clip alone, I'm like, this is going to be an amazing season.
Right? Like I want more. I love that clip. And I was like, this is the good stuff. And so they go from that to divorce court. And so like I'm very curious as to
Uh-huh.
how that plays out.
Yeah. I'm guessing that there's things in that book that Lestat doesn't care for.
Oh yeah, that's yeah, I can see that. I can very much see that. Because that's one of the wonderful things about Anne Rice's, well, at least the vampire books, where it's all told from each character's like point of view, so it's biased,
Mm-hmm.
and and so that's kind of an unreliable narration of the other person's actual experience,
Mm-hmm.
and so
Exactly.
that's gonna be interesting. And then we get to find out. I mean, those of the audience who haven't read the books, you
Mm-hmm.
get to find out the truth of how that scene actually played out.
And I love this show because they've not only done a good job of adapting Anne's work, but they put in a lot of stuff that even the readers don't expect. So, and they make it
Ah.
good. They don't just
Yeah.
like make crap up out of thin air like the Mayfair Witches did that makes no sense to the story and is just like pure crap. Why
Yes.
does season here like I don't know how much you saw of season one, but they had these really obnoxious witch hunters in there, and I'm like, where does this
No.
come from? This is out of nowhere.
No. Oh
And it
no.
made
Div-
no sense to the novel. I mean, to the book, to the story they were telling. I guess it might have made sense to the story they were telling, but it had nothing to do with the book. It's
yeah,
like,
like
I don't even know
what
what
a
you're thinking.
big old family demon wasn't enough, wasn't compelling enough.
I know.
Did the witch hunters have powers? Like,
No, they're like factory workers who are disgruntled factory workers. And they're gonna kidnap a young teenage girl and burn her at the stake.
jeez. Yeah, that seems like kind of a lame storyline.
It's just ridiculous. But back to back
Yes.
to our vampires. The one other last thing that I'm really looking forward to is just getting all of our awesome characters back because
Oh.
That interview has so many amazing characters, from Lestat and Louis to Armand, and I'm sure like all the new characters are going to be amazing too. And Daniel, of course. And now Daniel's the vampire, so
I
we'll get to
know.
see things through a whole different lens with him.
I love it. I love it. And we saw a little bit in the Talamasca that he is perhaps struggling with,
Mm,
and when he was alive and younger, he had a drug addiction.
mhm.
And now as a vampire, it seems like he's struggling a little bit with impulsiveness to feed. So
Yes.
hopefully, I mean, the sass is off the charts in the trailers and clips I've seen. So I am like, from Daniel, from our, I haven't really talked to Armand, but like we see a lot of sass, and I'm super pumped. Like every time Lestat acts like a diva, it just makes me so happy. Like
Me too.
it's just he does it so well. Like, do you remember that initial teaser trailer where he was late to be interviewed by Daniel, and then he sat down and like the makeup artist came up and he's like, "Do I look like I need that?"
Hmm. Hmm.
Like, I don't know. It gets me every time. Like the actor, the filming, it's so perfect.
I love it. I'm so excited, and all the crazy costumes that we're going to get, I'm sure.
Yes. Pop Patrol and poor Nikki. We're gonna see
Oh,
tragic little
yes.
Nikki. So
Uh-huh.
that'll be a storyline, and we might see Santiago again if they decide to incorporate that part of that. We might see like
Possibly.
the if they decide to bring that in, or like you said, maybe change up for what happened with everything.
Well, I know we're getting Magnus and Marius, so those two
Yes,
are big time players in the series too. And I
they
mean, we're
are.
getting some big time characters from the books this year, so that's going to be
Yes,
amazing to see.
it's gonna be so great. I don't know if they'll tell Armand's origin story in this season, but I do look forward to them telling it because it does bring a lot of depth to his character and a lot of
Mhm.
sympathy
Yeah,
for that. Doesn't excuse murdering Claudia, but like,
no,
but
but we always have to remember these are vampires and they're monsters and
I
they do
know
monstrous things
they
sometimes.
do very much so. That is their way.
Hmm.
And that reminded me of a quote. I don't have it exactly written down, but it was something Jasper said about um, your hopes and dreams live on forever because you do, but so do all of your grudges and heartbreak,
Hmm.
which just gotta suck. Like, I just think
Yep.
like sometimes I'll get like a random memory from like childhood or young adulthood. I'll be like, I remember when I was in high school and someone put gum in my hair because they were bullying me. I can't imagine having that memory 300 years from now. Like
I
that's gotta
know.
suck. like, oh yeah, I hadn't thought about that part of immortality. Just you just accumulate all the bad stuff too.
And you have 300 years of built up grudges to live on.
Yes, yes, and you just I don't know. I've seen a lot of humanity lately, and I'm like, can you imagine living 300 years with this kind of stuff? Like just constantly replaying over and over again. You're like, oh my gosh, people. Like, I would be very frustrated.
What is it, Mark Twain, that says history doesn't repeat itself, but it sure does rhyme?
Yes, I love that. I love that quote. Yes, I can't imagine.
Things happen in cycles and they'll happen again and again, it seems.
Yeah, like that would probably drive me a little nuts too. I can see why being like sassy and salty and not really caring a lot about humans in general, maybe individual ones. I don't know. I wouldn't make a very good vampire, I don't think.
Which is
It would be
interesting. I think they bring that up in the books, is like who makes a good vampire, because you
yeah.
have to be able to like live with your regrets or not care
Yep.
about them. And I think that's why
Yes.
Lestat makes such an excellent vampire, because he doesn't dwell on
Yes.
his regrets and he just kind of lives for the moment.
Yes, that's a great point. Like the foil of Lestat versus Nikki, and you just kind of see even I mean season 2 Claudia turned a corner, but Louis and Lestat and Claudia, like just their different ways of approaching things. And poor Claudia had it set up from the beginning, unfortunately. Things were just going to be really rough for her. So yeah, that's a great point of like, how do you adapt in the undead?
Well, I guess we'll find out in June.
Yes,
Since we're
I'm so excited.
spending as much time talking about Interview as we were Talamasca.
Because there's hope with Interview.
This is true.
So that's all I had.
Should we wrap that? Should we wrap this baby? Put it to bed?
Sounds good. Put it to bed like AMC
Talamasca.
did. R.I.P. You had some potential.
Stick them in their coffin. Maybe they'll rise again in some other show.
Here's hoping.
Okay, so just as a final wrap up here, if you want to get in touch with us, go to our Facebook page at facebook.com/AdrenalineCinemaPodcast. There you'll find some of the topics that we'll be covering. And also you can get in touch with us by emailing AdrenalineCinemaPodcast@gmail.com. You can send a regular email there or do a voice recording because we'd love to hear all you guys, just like Sam does. And she's sent us some voice recordings in the past. And maybe you'll even get on the show. Who knows? If you can, please leave us a review with Apple Podcasts. And you can catch us on so many different podcast players, such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Deezer, or whatever podcast player you like to listen to. So that is our coverage of the one and only season of Talamasca. Thanks for coming on, Sam.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, Lara. I'm so honored. You guys do such an amazing job with the podcast. So thank you so much for inviting me back and allowing me to join in on the fun. And I'm very honored to do it. Thank you so much.
Well, we've been having a great time listening to your feedback and having you on here. So we'll be back sometime in June. Keep an eye on the Facebook page. And we'll definitely be more on top of Interview with the Vampire than we were with Talamasca. Because that is our love and passion.
Yes.
So until next time, I'm Lara.
And I'm Sam.
And we'll talk to you later.
Thanks for listening.